Hey there, synth drones. Today we're going to talk about Behringer's future. Hi, I'm Pure Ambient Drone, and this is my channel where I vlog about synthesizers. Hit the subscribe button, tap the bell, keep up with all of my synth adventures. PureAmbientDrone.com is the place to be to connect with me. It's got all of my social media on there, my connections to that, my music, and synth patches that I've been working on. PureAmbientDrone.com. Well, how do you like the dew? Oh my goodness. I was getting so hot, and I am just not going to the barbershop. If you've been keeping up with the news here in Springfield, Missouri, it's made national news. We had a hair salon where one employee exposed over 90 people because they chose to show up to work with symptoms of COVID-19. Another employee of the same place also did the same and exposed over 50 people to COVID-19. Well, the hair was getting way too long. I have a full set of hair, for those of you who don't know that, because often I like to wear a hat. It was just getting too hot. It was getting in my eyes. It was frustrating me. It is really hot here in Missouri in the summers, and I decided, hey, it's time to go. And I've always wanted to sport the bald look anyways. What do you guys think? Leave a comment about this if you like. But be kind, okay? I am a human, right? All right, I have feelings. Okay, so Behringer's future looks bright. Now, love or hate or be in the middle when it comes to Behringer, we have to all recognize that they are a force to reckon with, and they have come a long way in just a short while. Now, everybody laughed, okay? And I know everybody snickered, laughed, chuckled when the DeepMind 12, which is right here, the DeepMind 12 was announced by Behringer. People were like, what? What? This is crazy. Now, I have had the DeepMind 12 since the day it was available for sale, and it is currently the only synthesizer I now own from Behringer, mainly because I'm just not a big fan of mono synthesizers. Nothing against them. I just like to have polyphonic synthesizers. Hey, my middle name is Pad, right? And it's really hard to play pads with one finger at a time unless you want to multi-layer. Anyway, so Behringer's future looks really bright, but here's the thing. A lot of people are just hollering and screaming for more key beds, all right? Because there's only so many modules you can fit inside of your studio because you got to have some kind of a MIDI device to trigger those, okay? So people are hollering more key beds, but people are also hollering more polyphony. All right. Now they've come out with the Poly D, which really isn't polyphonic. Okay, it's just splitting up 4 oscillators and giving you the sound that way. And then they're coming out with the mono poly, which again is not a true 4-note poly synthesizer. Now here's the good news, and we all have heard about this, and we've heard about this a long time ago. The UBXA. This looks like it's going to be the entry for a polyphonic future for Behringer. And they're definitely going to have to get into the polyphonic world. Now, I understand what Behringer's doing. They're practicing on the simpler synthesizers first to make sure that they get everything right. From a business standpoint, it's a brilliant thing to do. However, for a customer, it's very frustrating because we keep getting teased with all these new products like a CS80 clone, right? And of course, the UBXA clone. And then there's the drum machines, the RD9, which I just did a video on. And when we're told about these clones too early on, we get all excited. But you know what? Why should Behringer care that we're getting excited? Because that's exactly what they want us to do. They want us to be talking about this stuff for years and years, and our excitement to build up. And so that when it finally hits the market, they sell out within a matter of hours or even, a couple of days, these products, because that's what they want. They want people to get hyped up, excited, and they want people to buy this stuff. All right. But if Behringer is going to continue in the synth market, they're going to have to change their strategy a little bit. And what I mean by that is they're going to have to stop teasing people too early on, because it is upsetting people quite a bit. I talk to a lot of people and I hear a lot of stories, and there is a lot of buzz about too early of teasing. Now, some of you may be arguing the exact opposite. I like to know what Behringer is coming out with, you might say to yourself, because it'll help me plan for the future, and I may not make a purchase on something knowing that Behringer is going to clone it or give me something that is similar to it. And I won't have the money if I spend it on this item now. I'll just wait for Behringer. Well, that's kind of a crazy strategy, knowing the track record of Behringer, because it can take them years to get a product out after they have announced it is coming. And so I wouldn't be saving my pennies anytime soon just because you heard Behringer is working on the idea of a clone. So it's starting to upset a lot of people. Personally, I don't really care. I've got enough to keep myself very, very busy here in the studio. And at times I feel like I have too much gear, but I need to slap myself for that one, because you can never have too much gear. Not when it comes to synthesizers, right? I'm just kidding. I mean, there are times you can have too much gear. There's times when you can't have enough gear. But seriously speaking, Behringer, they got a great future in synthesis. However, they are running into what I call the overwhelmed factor. They're having problems with their MIDI sync from what I hear. I could be wrong, okay? I could be wrong, but I am hearing a lot of complaints about the MIDI syncs with the RD8s, all right? And Behringer themselves said that they're going to be working on the firmware for the RD8 and get out some of the bugs in some of these machines that they're releasing. And all of that takes time, it takes resources, and it takes money. So I think that the future of Behringer is bright. I think that they're going to learn from their mistakes, and I think that they're going to continue making some very high quality synthesizers. But I also believe that the low prices that you're enjoying right now, I believe they're going to systematically go up, okay, for Behringer gear. Behringer is going to be just low enough to make people afford their synthesizers, but they're not going to be as low as you see them today. I do believe that Behringer prices are going to go up. Think about it for a moment. Behringer doesn't have a whole lot of competition in the analog market. They've got Korg, but Korg doesn't come out with nearly as much analog gear as Behringer does. They've got Roland. No, they don't. They don't have Roland. Roland is not making anything analog, and they probably won't ever make anything analog again, or maybe in the next 10, 20 years, who knows. Roland surprises, prove me wrong, make something analog. You do a fantastic job when you do analog. They do have sequential, okay, and Dave Smith has announced on his birthday that he's going to be coming out with something here maybe around August, and now I heard it could be pushed back to September, but yeah, this year he's coming out with something. He just came out with the Pro 3. Who else? I would say Waldorf, but Waldorf is really stuck in a digital world. Novation has gone hybrid. Arturia, now there's a company that could give a bit of competition, but let's be honest, Behringer is really it right now. That's why they're so exciting. And love, hate, or just ignore them, they are a force to be reckoned with regardless. Anyways, what do you guys think about the future of Behringer? What do you guys think of Behringer? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it. I would love your support in that way. PureAmbientDrone.com is the place to be to connect with me. And above all, keep calm and synth on.